what does it mean to be back on the stage and then obviously sharing that amazing moment with the team?
Yeah, it meant a lot to me. It's been a really emotional it's been an emotional year for sure. And I didn't really know if I would be able to put on this jersey again and be able to play the way that I know I can play. And so to come on and just be able to feel like I'm back and not have any issues, and to play without pain, to be honest, was really special. Obviously, we wish that the score was a little different, but I think we showed that we can play tough, and that's what we need to do, but for 90 minutes plus.
Hi, Sydney. First of all, congratulations. Welcome back. My name is Sylvia from Shigoto FC.
Yes,
and hi. Just to pivot a little bit, today's game honored Juneteenth, and so I just wanted to know, what does it mean to you celebrate Juneteenth, and what did this game mean to you?
Yeah, we're really happy that Angel City took Juneteenth seriously and gave us our time and our flowers, and I think that that's really important. Of course, I have 2 babies, and that means a lot to me. And growing up, I didn't really have us to look up to. So seeing all of us be honored tonight was really cool, because it gives little black girls and boys someone to look up to.
Sydney, first off, I want to get your thoughts just in watching this team this year. And it's a team that has struggled to get results. How difficult has that been for you? And then a second question is just your connection with Alyssa seemed immediate when you got out there. If you could talk a little bit about playing with her.
Yeah, it's been a tough year for us so far, but we can show that we can get results. We can fight. We can have grit. We can have heart. And I think that's the most important thing, to go out there and fight. And I think we need to do more of that. We know we need to do more of that. So hopefully I can help out with that. But yeah, it takes each and every one of us to fight. And so I'm excited to move forward and move past this game and look forward to the future, because we know what we need to do. As for Alyssa, yeah, I mean, we've always been close. She was laughing because when I came back from him, it was my first game back, and I scored on her. And she said she woke up this morning and she was like, oh shit, if she comes in. And then I scored on her again, but I love her. And so, yeah, we were just talking about old times in Boston, and yeah.
And that's a great answer. But I was referring to Alyssa Thompson.
Oh, Alyssa Thompson, yes.
Is your connection with her?
Yes. Well, I had big hugs with Alyssa Nair. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Liz is amazing, and I'm excited to play with her more. I knew when she got that ball was coming in the box, and that I was going to get there first. And I think she knew that too. So it's a nice little connection to have, and hopefully we can share the running, and so that'll be fun.
Hey, Sydney, just the rehab, the road back. How difficult was that? And do you ever think about maybe not putting it all together for this year, maybe looking ahead to next year or anything different?
Yeah, I didn't really know about the severity of my injury. So when I found out that it's a possibility for me to have to learn how to walk, never mind play soccer again, I was scared. So I feel like I've been scared for a long time. And coming back from an injury, no one really talks about the mental part and the mental toll that it takes. And there were some really hard times for sure, and I didn't know. I didn't know if I could do this again. And then I was like, well, I had these 2 and I came back, and so if I can come back from them, I can come back from anything. And that was true. So yeah, I thank them for showing me that I can come back a 3rd time.
And then the process, how recently ago did you start running full? Because we kept asking Freya, is there a timeline? Is there a timeline? And she said soon, soon, soon. But in the back of your mind, when did you know you're ready to get back on the field?
I felt like I was ready months ago, but that's not smart. I just wanted to play. I just wanted to give back, really. I think I came here last year and there was this big hope around me being able to make a difference in this team, and I was unable to do that. So I think for me it was like giving back to my team, the fans, people who believed in me. But yeah, I started running about 2 months ago, but I was basically non-weight bearing from September to December, so it was a tough one. It was a tough road.
How does a game like this, after coming back from injury, being able to get a goal, like how does that kind of bring back your confidence?
Yeah, I feel like that's the one thing that I didn't know. Can I come back and be Sydney? And can I cause havoc? And can I be disruptive? And I could, and I did, and that was really special to me. But of course, you know, it's not the result that we wanted. But for me, yeah, I got to prove to myself tonight that I can still do this. Are you done?
I will make this quick then. You touched on this earlier, but just having these two little guys next to you, being able to hug them after the game, all of that, just what does that mean to you?
Oh, it's so special. They were such a huge part of my journey coming back. We spent a lot of days where they were really helpful, right? Remember when Mommy couldn't walk for a long time? Yeah. And so yeah, it was really special to share that with them. And when I scored, he started crying. He's my emotional boy. Were you excited? I'm proud. Yeah, it's the most special thing to share that with them tonight.
I guess you look at the stats, you guys win the possession battle, you lead the expected goals battle, but 2 moments pretty much do you in there. What do you think is missing in the group the last maybe month or so? You guys have one win in your last, I think, 10 or 11 games here.
Yeah, I think we have to look at the moments where we're asked to compete and where we need to step up to the challenge. I think if we look at the goal that Morgan Weaver scored midweek, we haven't made any physical contact with her inside the box. We're allowing players to be free and roaming around in there, and we need to absolutely step up in terms of our competitiveness and our ability to defend those moments. And then we give ourselves a chance to play and moments to play within the game. And I think we've seen through that possession, through our ability to create some moments for us to get back in the game, that we're capable of doing it, but we have to take care of those moments where we're put under pressure. And to be fair, it wasn't even that much pressure, it was just a long ball in, and we're just failing to deal with some of these moments right now.
You spoke about your lineups. Today, Lily Nivette and Scarlett Camberos, they are in their first starts. Could you just tell us a little bit about what made you confident to put them in there, and then what you thought of their performances?
Yeah, so with Lily, I thought she's come off, whether it's a substitute appearance, whether it's a start in the Challenge Cup, she's been able to compete, she's been fighting, she's been living the values that we have as an organisation. She has been good on the ball and being able to show up, keep wanting the ball, and I was pleased for her tonight to be able to put her in those situations where we can try and get on the ball, and I thought she dealt well with being under pressure and maintaining possession for us as well as winning some challenges. With Scarlett, again, same thing. I thought she had a big fight in her when she's been playing, coming in off the bench, looking to create. She was key in Clarice's goal midweek in terms of keeping the ball alive and just showing that fight. And for us, it's those players now that are willing to fight and compete. They get to play. So it's, can we now have a full squad that's doing that and competing throughout training and making sure that those are the players that we can put on the field.
So I'm going to be that person and mention that we're rapidly approaching the midpoint of the season. Getting players back and competing and being able to put out a consistent squad, notwithstanding, in what ways are you optimistic that the team can put together a string of good performances to contend for a playoff spot?
Yeah, I do think that that is something within our control, that we can compete to be able to do that. I think with the quality of players that we have within this squad, I will back them to be able to do that, but we have to start competing in the games, and without that, then you can't make playoffs without that fight and without that drive and without that level of competition. So, for us, I'm absolutely sure that we can do it, but we have to see that reaction from the players now.
Talk a little bit about Sydney and what we saw from her. She came out and looked very good, and I guess one question is, how long is she capable of going right now?
Yeah, obviously she's been out for a long time, so on a minute restriction for her coming in, because we want to ensure that she comes back in a safe way, and we'll continue to look at how we can bring her into games, continue to increase the load on her, and then we'll just have to see how her body is reacting to it after being out for so long. But I think with her, it's making sure that we can do it in a safe way that ensures that consistency of her being available and able to play.
And your thoughts on her performance and what she really did?
Oh, she brought passion, she brought pressing, she brought quality, the quality of her movement for the finish, and just that mentality and mindset that, just even scoring a goal, getting up and putting the ball back on the centre circle, like, let's go, let's win this game. So, I think that's massive.
It also seems to be an immediate relationship with Alyssa.
Yeah, Sid's a great role model and mentor for Alyssa. She's always helping her in training and giving her advice and talking with her, and I think that that's a relationship that we want to continue to grow.
It seems like when you brought in your substitutes in the second half, the tempo seemed to pick up, and really the vibe, whatever you want to call it, seemed to be there. It's just that you weren't able to capitalize on a certain number of chances inside the box. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I thought the subs did a great job of lifting the level. I thought Jasmine Spencer looked really dangerous and was able to get on the ball really high up the field, which is great from her, and bring that energy and that sort of drive and determination. I thought Clarice had some moments, she had a great ball into Sav. I think ended up being just slightly offside for that chance. But being able to bring them in, Danny Weatherholt, same thing, like having that engine and that competitiveness in midfield. And that's what we want to see now, like they're fighting for their starting spot for next week. And we're basing it a lot. It's like, can you come in and compete, and can you drive the team forward?
And I don't want to jump ahead, but you do have a game coming up with Washington, I believe, this weekend. Any thoughts on that? I know it's too soon maybe to address that.
No, I think, this game's done. We'll obviously review the film and look at ways that we can be better and look at moments where we can improve. But it's all about controlling what we can control and going into Washington and focusing on ourselves, because we need to be better in those game-defining moments.
Fred, one more. We saw the signing of Amadine. Do you expect more signings once the window opens, and how does she fit into this group here?
Yeah, I think that Amadine is a very experienced professional who's got experience of the league, so it's not going to be a shock, coming into the NWSL, although I do think that the NWSL has changed since she last played in it. I think that she is really competitive. I think that she's got that quality on the ball, in terms of her ability, not only deeper, to be able to get on the ball in whether it's a 6 role or her ability to score goals, as we saw in the Champions League final. And I think bringing that mindset and that quality is going to help with the squad, and continue to help us through our being able to play a possession style, but also having that experience for us to be able to create more chances going forward.
All right, thanks everybody.
Can you pair her with Julie?
For sure, yeah. Let's get those experienced players on the field, and absolutely.